Especially Hawthorn to still have controlled aggression. Not make mistakes early, don't give away undisciplined free kicks.
Crowd's making some noise earlier. The last two times these two teams have played, it was Essendon by 2 points and Hawthorn by 4 points. And we're underway. McKernan back into the team, back into the ruck against Segler. McKernan tries to get a clearance straight up in the air. You'd expect a couple of hard physical clashes early. Sack Merritt lays the tackle. We'll get another ball up. Give you the match-up shortly. Hale playing out of full forward at the moment, closest to goal. Lewis tries to get the clearance, flicks it back to Mitchell, going backwards to go forward. Birchall, little fumble, through hands, hammers it towards half forward. Bruce, good hands, plays on quickly, looks up, wants an option, horrible kick that might work. The chaos ball, Roughhead tried to flick it up, Hibbert gets back, and the boundary line is friend.
Bit of talk about Jakey Carlisle maybe going back. He has started forward today, so traditional line-up for Essendon in terms of key position players, both Hurley and Hooker back, Danaher, Carlisle forward.
Just about the entire two teams around the ball for that throw in. Spills out to Mitchell. Birchall chips back to the centre of the ground, trying to get the spread going, Hawks. So Lake. Campbell again, gets on to Birchall. Grabbed and dragged to the ground by Carlisle. Bouncing ball inside 50 they go. Hooker tries to flick it out. And there's Puopolo as well. Now it comes out to Gunston. Around the corner to Lewis. The kick is a good one. Up goes Hale. Punched away from him. Hale goes the second time. Good little handball over the top. But it's picked up by Dempsey. And Heppel and Essendon relieve.
So Carlisle comes wide. And that'll do his confidence the world of good Jake Carlisle.
Josh Gibson on him at the moment. Yep.
Now Watson and Stanton are at half forward.
Joe Watson spending time forward as well, lined up there at the centre bounce, Dwayne.
Called Stanton into that. Danaher about to get the run. He's half held, still got it. And this is massive for Essendon's mindset, for Joe Danaher's mindset, and to set a foundation for their afternoon. Every Bomber fan knows how big this is.
Great signs early. Two contested marks from their two forwards. Carlisle, first of all, on the lead with Gibson on his tail, strong hands. And then a genuine one-on-one with a good fly for Joe Danaher in front of Chip Frawley.
He's kicked 1 goal 5 the past 2 weeks combined. Post. And that hurts.
That has been their problem the last month or so, is misses by Carlisle and Danaher, especially from set shots in the first quarter, can really kill a side's confidence, especially one that's been struggling like Essendon.
And Brownie, Danaher looks that type of player, doesn't he, that he needs to get the ball rolling early.
He's young, Ed. He's young. Young players are confidence players.
Well, it's going to come back in because Big McKernan stood strong. Called the play on now. His kick is smothered. He should have got back off the mark a bit quicker. Into the forward 50 it goes for Hawthorn. It's picked up by Shields. Now Gibson around the body. Going to come back though. Hooker gets the handball working. Melsham grabbed, thrown to the ground. Hooker goes again. Left foot kick is touched. Play on. You heard the umpire's call. Good play. Here's Dempsey. Dempsey lines up the goals but misses to the near side.
Dempsey inclusion as well. Back into the side. They'll really need his run off half back and get some better delivery inside 50, which has been a real problem for Essendon in the last month.
David King, we talked about the press of Hawthorn before the game. This is actually a pretty good version of it by Essendon right at this present time.
Really aggressive, Derm. They're hunting after the footy. They've got that look in their eyes like they're there to compete. They just need reward. 2 behinds is not a great start.
Gibson towards Segler. And Puopolo takes them on. Caught by McKernan. Turnover, or Bagley hunted by Will Langford. And if you're wondering why Will Langford is out there, it's because Rioli was a late withdrawal for the Hawks.
A couple of interesting matchups there. We see Puopolo. Carl Hooker on Puopolo at the moment, and Michael Hibbard on Jack Gunston.
Good palm down, Kearney. Horrible kick. Gibson cuts it off. Heads wide in the end. Hartung, Frawley. Hartung likes to use his speed, as does Hill. He's got a paddock. Uses it.
He'll just see Watson now and just take him on here.
Stanton's his wide option. Gets there. Roughhead's his short option. And that's ignored.
What he's done now by leading up Roughhead is leave David Hale against Wilt.
Gave Hodge a job. Segler's forward. One grab. Not the second. Hooker does well. Bagley, Hibbard, Zach Merritt. Brother back into the team with him. Hurley pushed out of play. Crowd wanted ball, but of course you have to tackle the guy first. Ball in.
James had to be happy with the intensity of his soldiers early on. They've really come to play. Ball movement's been pretty good, but most of all, their defensive pressure's been fantastic.
Yes, they've got to take all their chances, the Bombers. Cooney's kick coming out of defence before was a horrible one for somebody of such skill as Burgoyne. Puts a toe on the ball there, and Hooker's been resolute already in this opening term and defends well again for the first score of the match for the Hawks. It's a rush behind. So Hibbert goes short. Stanton's kick into the corridor, the mark taken by Bagley.
He's got to be brave and go into the middle.
And he does, and he need to be strong here, the Bombers. Two players flew, no one at the fall of the ball, though Mitchell was magnificent with his little flick out the back to Frawley. Gets it back here to Hawthorn. Hawthorn looks up, gone to him.
Clever there. A young player clocks the handball, hears the call, gives that handball. He pulled it back rather than sell his teammate into trouble.
Hale, Mitchell, Hill. Hill now takes them on. Twisting and turning. Good play there by Merritt. Forced him back over the line. That was good stuff. So the Bombers aren't taking a backward step at the moment. They're standing up well. Early days.
Back into play. To McKernan.
To
Hold. Advantage played. Mitchell sidesteps a couple. Inside to Birchall. Back into the lineup this week. And he thumps it. Roughhead. 1-on-2. Quilts the second. Ball hits the deck. Langford dumped. Still got a chance. Flicks it up to Segler. Still got a chance. Puopolo dropped it. Got it. He was dropped. Mad scramble. Cooney across the line.
7 defenders within 5 metres of the Hawthorn goal line there. 7 Essendon defenders. Really good scrounge and scramble there by the Bombers.
So Goddard goes long, but it's to a 2-on-1. And Joe Danaher was never a chance there, but he's going to have to go hard with the tackle and does. Did very well to bring Duray to the ground. As a result of that, they've been able to get the ball out now, the Bombers. And it's Heppel flicking it back and forth. Back to Goddard, inside to Quilt. Quilt looks up. Not much on. He has to go short to Cooney. Now Cooney can go long. Carlisle's got the sit. Carlisle's got him done. Carlisle's got the ball. And Carlisle could run into an open goal. He gives it over the top. And Merritt kicks the first for the Bombers.
Great build up there. Fantastic by Essendon. Finally they get on the board. They've looked good. Great start by Jakey Carlisle as well. 2 contested marks in the first 10 minutes. That's what the coaching staff be looking for, Derm.
What about, people say, tackles, that helps the opposite. That tackle there made the goal.
6'6" man.
Up on the wing, and it's amazing. When you make a very desperate negating action, somehow, in the same play, 90 metres away, you reap the reward.
Yeah, you do. It's fantastic. And the reward was obviously like an easy goal running in. Good to notice the big key forwards, Carlisle and Danaher, both getting involved early on in the game. Great signs for the Bombers.
Fast start numbers, and that was perfect for Jackson Merritt. Back into the lineup. Proved it was a good move already. Watson gives it up to Melksham. He thumps it. Cooney's forward. Won't get the jump at it. Frawley got there first. Perfect spoil down to Gibson, to Hodge, to Shields.
See Roughhead just running out of screen now. Just a little close to be the link, a little close to the ball kicker, a little close to be the link between forward line and back line play. And in essence, has to run backwards with the flight to be the target then.
Gleeson told to go. Just kicked it under Mitchell's arm spoil attempt. Melksham caught, got a kick of sorts. Winderlick got a kick of sorts as well, back into the lineup as well. Heppel, Zach Merritt, O'Brien, gang tackle, drag to the deck. Hale picks it up, dump to the deck. Good standard at the moment, hot contest. McKernan back in, off the rookie list. That's why they brought him in. A ruckman with presence.
Pretty good inclusion we saw last week a couple of weeks ago against West Coast Eagles. The coaching staff from Essendon decided to go with no ruckman. They've been able to get Sean McKernan back in now. He's eligible off the rookie list. be really excited about this, adding to the scoreboard straight away. That's a really good finish. But what I've liked about Essendon is certainly their work in their forward half when the ball's in hands. They've been able to share the ball well enough, be able to link up through half forward and then get it over, obviously inside 50 or over the top for a goal there like Sean McKernan.
Just loitered 5 minutes off the pack. Hawthorn's players went to the pack and it squeezes out the side to him. Pretty simple.
So plenty of passion there from Sean McKernan. Joe Danaher in the ruck for Essendon. Hodge, as always, in locks it up, and Heppel has been absolutely magnificent in a couple of close quarter actions so far in this game to get the ball out. He is all class, and he'll get in there again. He just got a hand on the ball and knocked it forward. You never see that on a stat sheet, but it made all the difference from a Hawthorn clearance to getting another ball up. Dyson Heppel, what a player he is. So much the spirit of Essendon. The umpire getting in the action as well. Come on, get it up. Away we go. Segler got the tap. Danaher flicked it over the top to Watson, who gets it inside 50 again. Another bouncing ball, makes it awkward. Here's Heppel. He flicks it out again. That's another one of those handballs. Cooney wasn't quite as good with his. Now he has to go a second time, and the Hawks have got the turnover going. With Isaac Smith going back, and now again they're able to bring it out to this half back flank position, but under pressure was Birchall on that occasion. Now the Bombers might get him. It's Merritt inside. It's an open goal to the skipper. Can he kick it? No!
Forward line pressure.
Should have got that one.
Really good heat applied by the forward line of the Essendon boys there. Just forced that. No, I suppose it was going to be an easy receive by Grant Birchall. The spoil, the heat they put on him, made the ball drop dead.
The heat made Watson think he had less time than he did. Hooker.
It's going to be an interesting one here. Hooker on Puopolo. They're obviously setting up for some intercept marks to get off Puopolo. A big size difference there. It's an unusual matchup.
Quilt goes inboard. Zach Merritt squeezes it nicely. Courtney Dempsey. He sits that on Melksham. Puopolo. Gunston with a glove on that broken finger from last week to Will Langford. The half forward. And there's that matchup. A drop from Bruce. Still good enough. Back. Rough head. Tries to step on Quilt. Didn't fall in. Langford, who can kick a long ball. Goes goal square. Puopolo's there. Bruce there. Big fist from Dempsey there.
He is copping a fearful telling off now from Jack Gunston and Jordan Lewis. He had to honour the 15-metre to 20-metre dab kick that would have been received at about 48, 49 out from goal.
So throw in, Sickler gets front spot, drops it down to Roughhead, couldn't quite pick it up. In goes Lewis, gets the handball over the top again. Hawks everywhere. One of them is that man Roughhead, who does go over the top, and a beautiful stretching mark to Grant Birchall.
Which is the Langford way of just blazing away and not honouring that little chip inside 50. The Hawthorn players are so well drilled on it. Langford first game in for several weeks. Probably just needs a little bit of reprogramming mentally from some of the senior players as to where he's going to deliver the ball.
Well, I think he got that reprogrammed pretty early there, Dan. Birchall's kick will drop short. Big fly from behind required, almost pulled off too. And we'll have a ball up. Gunston almost got up for the mark. And Jack Gunston didn't get a goal last week, so he'll be keen to get on the board early.
See the size difference there between Hibbert and Gunston.
But look at the way Hawthorn is set up here. Wait on this snap.
Segler did beautifully. Out to Roughhead. No 15. You wouldn't have thought play on, says the umpire. Yes. Hodge. They all stood back and watched, and Hodge around the body has a flying shot and misses to the near side.
If you look at the Hawthorn push-up on this zone, it was really narrow in the corridor. If Essendon had got it, there's space out wide. And you got every player in view there. See, they conceded out 20 metres to the boundary.
Segler front spot from the kick in. Good mark. He wants that kick just inside 50 that Dermott was talking about. Cut off by Hibbert. Melksham. Taking it on the Bombers.
So this is the hard bit for Essendon. Get forward of the centre. Now they're a show, because their forward line is actually coming up to meet the ball, and it's their midfielders pressing down through this centre line to forward 50 that's doing some damage.
Dermy, I heard them in the huddle. They were talking about going forward. Let's go forward. Let's try and get the ball in scoring positions and trust our forwards to get the job done.
You're always of the belief that Gibson was going to knock that out. Took it to the boundary, ball in. So 14 and a half minutes gone. Bombers with the only 2 goals of the game so far. A little nudge on Danaher. No free in the ruck. Winderlich sidestep to O'Brien. Threw that away. Duray to Mitchell. Bangs it out of the area. Sean Burgoyne one-on-one with Hibbert. Had it but lost it. Goes back in. Good hassle from Burgoyne. Put some pressure on him.
Good step by Hibbert.
O'Brien. Zach Merritt. He goes all the way back to McKernan. He's got Bagley who can run if he wants to.
He's got players out wide and he decides to use them. Stanton. Inside, Heppel. The kick wasn't good though. It was over his head and there were 3 Hawks just lurking behind. So Stanton's kick has caused the turnover. Hawthorn just setting things up. No panic. Doom, you really got that feel that this was all about a methodical approach from Hawthorn today.
They're really approaching this as a process. It's not going to be let's go out there and tear them apart and rant and rave. It's all about the process. You can just feel that they were calm, directed, and this the way they're playing now, even though they're adrift by 2 goals, this is what they're doing.
Well, until that one happened, and Dempsey got in, did well, crashing through his Merritt, but he's met by a wall of Hawks and will have a ball up. So 7:57 left in the quarter. Essendon have kicked 2-3. 2 of those kicks, by the way, 2 of those behinds hit the post through Watson and also Joe Danaher. Hale gets the handball. Langford is tackled and thrown to the ground. Umpire might give a free kick. Here he will to Essendon.
It's noticeable their tackling intensity, isn't it, Derm? They've really come to play, the Bombers.
Dempsey, too predictable with the square up. The tackle was the shove, the smother was great, and so too the tackle was Dempsey. Went a second time. Umpire says, no, we won't have a replay, we'll have a ball up this time.
Thought they might have got him again.
It's almost as if he wanted him to get it back so he could tackle him even harder again. We'll give it back to you a 3rd time here. Zach Merritt bangs that full forward. Danaher edged out of it. Duray puts it to grass. Trouble.
Oh, good throw.
A scramble kick from Stanton. Dyson Heppel sends it back. Danaher up. One grab. He was tunnelled.
That's a tunnelling.
So Danaher to line up from exactly the same spot he had a shot from about 10 minutes ago.
Probably a little bit more goal this time, Dwayne. He's got to kick it though, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, he'll know exactly what he doesn't need to do. He doesn't need to be thinking miss. He needs to be thinking positive thoughts. Matthew Lloyd's been working on his technique.
He started at left last time, Derm. He should be just going straight at the goal umpire for him, shouldn't he?
Just from this angle, charging a little bit quicker, simulate your passing the ball.
He's on a run of 1 goal, 6.
Oh, goodness.
And that actually won't count in the run.
He dropped the ball from outside his foot. Let's have a look at this little throw. There we go.
You see about 100 of those a game, mate, don't we?
Yeah, well, we're 150 away and we saw it.
Well, there we go. That's another shocking kick from Gibson off the side of the boot.
Sudden drop.
Walker gets it out. Oh, if you don't mind, Lewis has run right through there. And a free kick will go to Melksham.
That's called a good old-fashioned caving in.
So Lewis just showing there's a little bit of spirit out there as well as methodology. Melksham's kick is a long one of the goal square. Carlisle goes up. Thump from the side, though. Good punch through from Lake. And another rush behind. Watch this. Boom.
Bang. Beautiful.
I don't know if there's that much wrong with it, to be perfectly honest.
He levelled him. The chest went into the side of the head, though, but it was all right a few years ago.
Shields runs the boundary line. Hawthorn has the speed, goes back to Hill, who's got it as well. No Rioli, of course. Mitchell. And he's got Birchall on the open side. He goes to Hodge first. No, he goes to Lake. Still got Birchall and Hodge.
Essendon are playing this all right here. So look how many are in the corridor right now.
So Frawley long. Puopolo under it. So to Bagley. Puopolo bounced up. Got Sharon. Rolled goal.
Yes, good finish there. We've seen Hooker on him earlier on, Puopolo, able to get to the fall of the ball. I like that from Hawthorn there. There's a lot of numbers there in the corridor. But Hawthorn got their numbers there at the drop of the ball. Probably didn't have a lot there in the contest. Puopolo was able to at least get it to ground, and he was able to recover quicker, Durham, which was the key.
If I'm James Hird, I'm not disappointed with that. I mean, yeah, 6 points, you coughed it up, you hate that. But the way his players denied easy use of the ball to the Hawks in the middle of the ground, you've got to stop that. So the numbers they got there was fantastic. Now it's just about the personal individuals just killing that ball, sitting on it, stopping it dead.
Probably was a little disappointed with that.
I reckon he didn't like it. Yeah, for sure.
What he didn't like was the fact that Joe Danaher caused a 12-point turnaround as Watson kicked it into the forward zones, punched away by Lake again. Here's a chance for Goddard, Heppel, magnificent stuff. Watson in the back. Watson will get the free kick. Advantage is paid as Goddard kicks it to the spot, and out comes Carlisle. And he needs to kick this for the Bombers to get a bit of reward for their hard work.
Well, this guy, he'd be full of confidence at the moment, but when guys keep missing these set shots, the pressure builds on the next guy, and especially if you've got form yourself like Carlisle. He has missed set shots in the last few weeks early on in games.
He's 3-7 at the MCG this year from set shots.
Well, that's right, and he'll be already carrying not only his own pressure, but Joe Danaher's pressure as well from his miss. So this is a big kick, critical kick.
All the individual bad goal-kicking records happen at the MCG.
Let's go. So Carlisle comes in. Massive kick for the Bombers.
And there's two reasons for that. One is it gets a bit swirly down there, and the MCG hosts big crowds, big occasions, and that's self-induced pressure on top of that swirly wind.
They're some of the worst kicks of goal you'll ever see, aren't they, John?
Yeah, no, they're just tentative. That's what happens when you're under pressure.
Birchall.
Roughhead wants it long in a one-on-one against Hurley.
Hurley's caught under it a bit. Now has to tie up Roughhead and give the free kick away. Segler playing out of full forward. Roughhead bangs it up to Hale and Segler. Hale up, edged under it. Quilt caught, handball, then a roll kick. Smith, Johnston bangs it around and nails a big-time goal. Here they go to check it.
Snick the fat bit.
My call is a goal. Can we please check that it didn't hit the inside of the goal post just here?
So it's been called a goal.
Score review. Close call. It's a goal. Can we check it didn't hit the post on the way through?
We need definitive evidence to overturn it. Ooh.
Nah.
We'd need Snicko to overturn that, wouldn't you?
Probably did hit the post, but you can't tell from those angles. Well, it just shaved it.
But what's your call, Dwayne? You couldn't send a man to the electric chair on that one.
No, you could put him in for a night. It's behind pass while we check it, though.
Well, Bernie and Durham, that's a 23-point turnaround from 2 missed goals from the Essendon forward line.
Now, you can go through all the stats you like it about Essendon's inability over the past few weeks to score, but if you can't actually kick the ball through the goals when it's gilt-edged opportunities, it is just paralysing to the team.
Our great coach of the Lions and your great teammate Lee Matthews said it's pretty much the most underrated stat in football is that conversion on goal. Goal kicking accuracy. It can have such a positive effect on your teammates if you kick them early, but such a negative effect if you miss them early, especially for a side struggling for confidence.
So the Bombers have done all the hard work. The setup's been right, the coaching's been right, and just the errant kicking at goal. 3 goals more they should have been. And unfortunately for them, on the rebound, the Hawks have extracted full tote odds. Here's a chance now. Gibson. So it's in fact probably 28 points turnaround when you look at it, adding into Watson's miss as well. Now we go hard at the ball. Heppel is always in underneath it. Noxion gets the handball out, but it's intercepted, and the Hawks are away again. The kick goes forward from Brust. Up to the forward line it goes. Isaac Smith looking for the bounce. Good play.
Oh, well done, son. Had the knowledge he had players deep behind him and gave the mighty, mighty hit to get it to them.
Hooker's kick, though, is a turnover, and Shields has it. Birchall around the body. Good play by Quilt. Needs to find the boundary line. It stays in. Now it goes to the boundary line for a throw.
So impressed with young Gleeson then. He took a look over his shoulder before that ball got to him and knew that the cavalry were 15 metres back behind him further up the centre, and that's where he hammered a handball and got it to them.
The ball in. Edwards couldn't do something with it. Shields on hands and knees. Shoveled out. Mitchell pokes it wide. Thumped out of play, and they can reset.
Just having a look at the Essendon forward line, this is the first time I've seen Joe Watson go to full forward for some time. I like what Hurdy's doing today. He's mixing it up forward of centre. He's still kept Carlisle there. He's kept Danaher forward, but Joe the deepest option.
Kernan.
Shallow.
Was shallow. Mitchell read it pretty well. Lewis tried the shimmy. Just took it out. So 2-5 to 2-3. Bombers kicked the first two of the game. Missed a few. Hawks have kicked the last two of the game. And you mentioned the stage fright, Dermot. It's actually called the Hawthorn effect. When people perform well, when they're in front of a big crowd and under pressure, when they're being watched and when they're being tested. They love the crowd and they love the testing effect. And that's exactly what Hawthorn seemed to like. But Essendon today, big crowd, again, haven't been able to come up with the goods. Segler, palm down, Mitchell slick. Burgoyne to Shields. Bruce with the spoil, got a little bit of ear. Langford got his arms free. Just missed Segler with the handball. Caught by Cooney, stripped of it. Melksham squeezed it through traffic. Brian Lake read it to perfection again, as he always does, and the Hawks can reload.
The kick inside is the Birchall.
He's got Hale out this side, Ed. If they can work it around, Hale is going to... he's going to give a chop out now and let Roughhead back. There's a hold down here, a block.
So free kick upfield to the Bombers. It's going to come back to Carlisle.
Yeah, I was watching it as I called.
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, look, he was out this side. He should have gone on the lead himself. He saw Roughhead coming by, and he just did a drive-by block and put him to ground off the ball.
The kick wasn't good enough, and Burgoyne's got it back, so no harm for the Hawks in the end. Bit of unsociable football. Also got the ball up into the forward line, and up it goes, and taking full revenge on the free kick is that man Roughhead. Beautiful mark, eyes for the ball, got up high and took the mark.
Yeah, it's very good, Ed. It's something we haven't seen a lot of this year. He's only taken 50 marks from his 11 games this year, Jared Roughhead, which is definitely a low stat. The rest of his numbers have all been pretty even. But they'd be really happy with this. For Hawthorn to succeed in finals, they need Ruffy taking big contested marks in the forward 50.
They whacked Hurley, they got the ball straight back, but ultimately they haven't been punished as much as they could have. Let's have a look at the free. So this is what was going on with Hurley. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I can't believe that was a free kick. A little bit of acting going on there, Ed.
Yes.
I suppose if you bump a guy 100 metres off the ball, though.
I wouldn't call it a bump. I would have called it standing in front of someone off the way.
It's the great Jonathan Brown talking.
Excuse me, sir, you would have said.
Exactly. High, Hale hits the deck. 20 seconds left. Watson, can he make something of this as the seconds tick down? A little bit of help to get to his feet. So Carlisle under this. Final seconds tick down. Stanton hacks it forward. And Duray stops any further score. Essendon, the first two goals of the contest. Alistair Clarkson's been fought back late in the term with the last two goals of the game. Last two times these two teams have met, it's been 2 points and 4 points to margin. At quarter time, it's even about an hour and a half, 2 hours before the bounce. Had a great feel about it, this contest, given the history between these two. Second term about to get underway. 1 point lead to the Bombers. If you have just flicked it on, Bombers did lead by 13. Hawks haven't been in front yet today. From the restart, Heppel driven a bit, but not in the back. Secondary ball up. Hawthorn stalking the top four. They'll be top four tonight if they get up in this today. They're fifth on the ladder right now. Gleeson did some good things in the opening term. Horrible turnover here. Gunston stripped of it. Gleeson mops up his own mess. Melksham, Goddard, Hurley. Can Carlisle get there? He does. Made position. Jackson Mirror dumps it to the hot spot. Edwards is down there. Danaher. Gee, had a big piece of it. Danaher. Not enough. Hill, Lake, Segler, who's been everywhere. Saving mark at half-back, and he holds it up. Takes some time to think about it.
So Segler kicks it up to centre wing position. Langford is there for Hawthorn over his head. Again at the back is Gleeson. He's had a good day so far. To Hurley. Hurley concedes some ground. Quilts looks up. Now he goes into the corridor. Goddard has got busy in the opening part of this quarter. Needs to be.
You can just see here, Ed, they've really pushed back their forward line, the Bombers. They're trying to create space. They're trying to open up holes in the midfield here, which they're now doing.
So the two former Saints combined to Hibbert, then to Stanton. Stanton looks further down the field, kicks inside the 50. It's a good kick. And Cooney. Now the ball slapped away from him. Umpire brings Mitchell back, so Cooney too far to score. The Brownlow medalist looks up. Has got Danaher in the square, so he lobs it up, looking for exactly that man. Up he goes, Carlisle to the side. Carlisle snaps. Carlisle kicks a goal. I think he's got it. Bombers get the first of the second term.
Yeah, really good build-up there. Terrific call. Good contest there by the big forwards. Carlisle didn't have to worry about the set shot. He's up a snap around the quarter. His contesting work has been fantastic. I really like the kick of Cooney, though. It was blocked up in the forward line, we can see there. So he decided to just drop it into the forward pocket where there'd be more likely to be a 2-on-2. Hawthorn wouldn't be able to get spare numbers across to kill that contest. Well done by Carlisle. He's one of the only guys that was able to keep his feet and finish off nicely. Well done by the big man.
And you saw in that incident there that James Frawley came up holding his arm. That's the shot of him going into the rooms now with what appears to be possibly a dislocated shoulder.
So Matt Suckling is the sub for the Hawks. They might need to jump early. Heppel throws it out to Cooney. Got away with it. Hurley wide. Edwards, in his second game for the Bombers. Stops. Little goose step was nice. Zach Merritt. Adam Cooney. Overcooked the kick. Edwards tried to get it back again. Goddard. Melksham. Watson. Little fumble, then taken to the ground. Cooney gets it back again. Stripped of it. That had to be ball. Good harassing from the Hawks.
So it's so important for the Bombers to get that first goal. You get the scoreboard ticking again after it stopped at the 9.5-minute mark of that first term. Roughhead's been fantastic today. The handball over the top was a beauty to Brust. Brust kick up into the forward 50. Hale had his hands up. Langford there. Hale goes again. Back to Langford. Langford inside was a beauty. To Hill into the open goal. And Hill does not miss. Great goal to the Hawks.
Good build-up play there. It was all started by Jared Roughhead. As you said on the call there, Ed, that he's been fantastic today. He's been really strong in a contest. Really good between Hurley, good battle between Hurley and himself, but Roughhead was able to take a mark there in the first quarter. Virtually able to take the mark there, keep the ball moving forward. Langford has come into the side now. Hill's a really dangerous player. The good thing about Hawthorn, they've got those goal-kicking wingmen too.
Well, they had to win 2 contests. Let's have a look at Frawley. There's no real... Look, he's already guarding that shoulder.
He's already
on the way down.
Maybe. So we know he was out for quite a few weeks with a torn pectoral early in the season.
Yeah.
That looks as if maybe he's hurt something there again. Certainly done all the shoulder.
Certainly would have done a more harm landing on it after hurting it as well. So we may not see him again. Hibbert tries to push off on Bruce, but his hand's free. Hurley to O'Brien. Dempsey. He wants Watson down the middle.
That's a great kick.
Stanton still has Watson. Chips it out wide. Merritt, short. Goddard. Can he finish the deal?
I think their planning, Brownie, has been absolutely first class. They're opening up holes in the midsection of the ground by pulling their forwards back towards the goal face as soon as possible. And the Hawks just can't go with them at the moment.
They're just finding that player inside the square. That diagonal, the 45-degree kick, back into the centre circle to a player at pace is really hurting the Hawks.
Yeah, really good point, Key.
Push the margin back out to 7 points. Goal umpire does a bit of dancing, but it's been goal for goal for goal to start this second quarter.
Really good leadership there by Brendan Goddard. Able to soak up the pressure. He knew that it's been building from the first quarter misses, especially from the set shots. Good to see a senior player be able to go back, concentrate on the process, not the outcome, go and kick that goal. But you're right about their build-up. Certainly throughout the ground, there's a lot of space through the midfield. That is making their entries a lot cleaner. The forwards are further away. The players have got space in the midfield. They've got time and space to be able to pick the best option and then go inside 50. And that's been the big improvement for Essendon today compared to the last few weeks, is their ability to convert and hit a target inside 50.
Essendon is their first set shot goal for the game. Goddard doing it. That's the professional and the skill of the man. And the Bombers get the ball out of the centre again. Only as far as this man, though, who's also having a wonderful afternoon, Grant Birchall.
It's a little bit back to the future, isn't it? We've got 6 forwards v 6 backmen and at both ends of the ground, and 6 midfielders going at each other.
Just put it up a little bit in the air there, seducing the Bombers players, but Gunston was able to get across and mark. Little chip kick inside to Roughhead, who's been magnificent. To Lewis, who's starting to get his influence into the game as well. The kick into the forward 50, Segler in the back. And Segler's going to get the free kick.
He just tried to disguise it, Gouldy, then he just ran him underneath the foot. He was almost like a body spoiled brownie. I reckon you would have received your fair share of those in your time.
Yeah, that's right. They are instructed to take the body, aren't they, Doom, the defenders?
Watch it here on the lower
Sometimes
part of
you
the
get
screen.
hurt for tunnelling. Probably a little bit of a hand in the back. Not a huge amount in it, but enough there for the umpire to warrant a free kick.
He's kicked 14 goals, 6, Jonathan Segler. This is his 29th game of football. Nice approach at the ball, but he pulls it to the left-hand side and through from behind. And the coach not wrapped.
Hurley. Hawks almost content to let them go to the pocket to Bagley. Quilt. Picked him up as a delisted free agent. Quilt goes back to Hurley. Oh, that is horrendous.
That's one of the worst kicks you ever see.
It's almost Jonathan Segler's free kick, and he was 2 metres ahead of the kick. That's how quick it went at right angles.
You know Hill wants it. Segler's been told he has to have it.
Well, that's extraordinary.
I don't think he could do that if he tried to.
He's called for a mulligan, Brownie. He's called for another hit.
Gibson. So Segler doesn't even attempt the shot. And 50. So this will bring Josh Gibson to the goal line. He is yet to kick a goal for the Hawks.
He was about 4 or 5 outside 50, so it'll still put him on a slight angle. It's a soda for a league football, but we haven't seen Gibbo kick at goals much.
Never kick one for your team, your ex-team, Derm. They'll come from everywhere here. Maybe not. He still hasn't kicked one. They do come from everywhere. All the Bombers come at him from everywhere. Can you believe that?
That's it. Well, the Bombers let the Hawks off for some awful kicking at that end in the first quarter. Now the Hawks return serve.
Well, that is one that the Bombers can get. That's in the back against Lewis, going to O'Brien. That's an amazing miss, that, wasn't it?
Inclusion in the side, one of the young fellas for Essendon we haven't seen a lot of. They'll be looking forward to what he can do for the team.
Go back in time, he kicked that like a true full back, Dermot.
A backman's kick.
That was a backman's kick if ever there was one. Anyway, now Hurley. Let's see what we can do with it this time. He makes contact with the ball, which is a start.
Getting good separation here.
Carlisle. Cooney. The balls, they've got so many balls out there these days, Dermot. They're always new, so it takes a little while to kick them into shape sometimes at the start of the game. You wonder whether they should just use them in the warm-ups to get them going a little bit. Whether that's part of the reason why sometimes the kicking is a little bit skew-if. But anyway,
that was just technique. bloke who's never practices goal kicking.
I was talking about the 10 before. Carlisle, inside 50. Here's a chance. McKernan's got front spot and takes a ripping mark.
Been impressed with him today, Brandon.
Yeah, very good. And what you like about him too, he can go forward and take a mark, much like his brother used to be able to do as well. And that's very important for the ruckman to be able to do that in this modern game with the sub rule. And 7 marks to Carlisle as well. He started like a house on fire.
Well, Sean McKernan, who kicked one of beauty from 50 metres in the first quarter on the run, this time set shot, gets nice and low, looks up, sights the goals, head over the ball, comes in, deliberate action, and the kick is on its way and misses to the near side.
Now, the issue for Sean McKernan is he played earlier this year when he was elevated for the week. He came in, filled in, played a reasonable game till halftime, but then faded out of the contest. He's got to stay in the contest till the final siren today.
Hill is off and running. Looked around, realised it was only Stanton. Pokes it to the pocket to Puopolo. Poor delivery.
Good running by Stanton, chased him down.
Forced the kick to be out on the full. Dempsey, he's got Hooker wide. He, of course, was the hero in that last-minute win by the Bombers against the Hawks in round 2 this year. Push forward, kick that goal. Melksham. Bombers by 6 points. Hawks have not led today. Hodge, Watson. McKernan got a piece of it. Watson. Zach Merritt. McKernan to Watson, shrugged the tackle, then lost it, and then got a little nudge from Hodge. Just an unsociable nudge from the great one. Danaher to do some ruck work. Hale. Perfect palm down to Smith. Somehow to Shields, the hard toe. To the pocket. Hibbert. Kept it alive to his death from it. Bruce cuts it off. Rough head. Didn't go for home. Goes to the speedster. Hill takes on Jackson Barrett. Hunted him down. Got him. Needs to get it across the line or to Stanton. Stanton goes hard. DeRay tries to take him down. Hill still fighting on. Tucked against the boundary line. And it's taken out in the end. Bombers are on.
Great contest.
Good chase, wasn't it, by the Essendon players? Got to be really careful over the Essendon midfielders and defenders that Hawthorn don't get in behind him. We know Hawthorn's got a lot of speed in their outside wingmen and small forwards.
Sub's been made. James Foley out of the game, as you spoke about earlier, boys, with that shoulder injury, and Matt Suckling into the action.
So Hawks one down, and a free kick going the way of the Bombers. So Danaher. Back to Stanton. Hurley. Back they go across the goals, no 15, so Stanton. Hemmed in, has to kick to a 1-on-2. And the Hawks have got the numbers there. Good play by Cooney, got under the ball. Goddard got it back. Merritt to Goddard. Goddard inside. Away go the Bombers now. Chance for Gleeson. Looks up, doesn't panic. Now he gets the kick away. It's a wobbly shocker and turns it over. Puts it straight down Lake's throat. Horrible kick. So the Hawks will reload again from Gibson, the centre half back. Brings the ball out to Suckling, the sub who's come on for Frawley. Suckling, who's such a wonderful kick, brings it into Smith. Isaac Smith out wider still to Puopolo to him.
Yeah, this is what Alistair was asking for at quarter time. Spread the ground. Make the Essendon, I suppose, grid zone that's ahead of the kick spread wider. Use the width of the ground. Although that end result is not what he wanted.
No, well, Dempsey did well with the bump.
Yep. Back into play. Danaher and Hale got front spot. Good pack around it.
He's actually rucking the better of the two Hawthorn big men, David Hale, at this point in time.
So in some ways the Hawks are 2 men down. Rioli pulling out before the bounce. And now they're down Frawley. The Bombers have the lead. Goddard. Duray. Lewis. Smith. Mitchell. And now Suckling. He sees the long option, but he's loaded up too long. Hurley stands under it. Roughhead nearly stole it from him. Does steal it. and can't bend it around enough.
Good signs from Ruffy early. He's able to get that ball to ground again. He's fantastic at keeping his feet, Dermy, isn't he? And that's where we've got to be very careful, Hurley, not to lose his feet in those contests.
First into the fray again over the recent minutes. Suckling just didn't lower the eyesight. Gunston had the beautiful lead up the middle, and it was an easy kick to make, but didn't honour the lead with the kick.
Stanton did very well, and then lovely skills inside. Melksham should have gone two-handed and possibly even just gone for the run, but he was trying to bring it back, got the handball back eventually. Now merits a chance to Carlisle, needs to pick this up. He's got Goddard on. Oh, nice kick with the side of the boot. And Goddard's got back and marked it. He's decided to go back and take his kick.
Kick the goal.
From 48 metres.
Cooney's side on, yelling at him. Kick the goal. He's a rare kick. They've struggled to actually kick the ball correctly from set shots. He did before. Kick another one. This is if you're going to be critical on Brendan Goddard, it's his inability to get the ball in the forward half of the ground and kick goals and make the next disposer kick a goal.
1-3 and 1 out in the full from set shots today. Goddard's the one who's kicked the goal, and it's now 1-4 and 1 out of bounds on the full from set shots.
Good to see that in the coaching directions. There's more of an emphasis on guys like Goddard, their stars, Goddard and Watson, to spend more time in the forward half.
Burgoyne. Bombers win today. They keep their slim finals hopes alive, get their season back on track. Bagley flies, can't mark it, brings it to ground. And they get up today. It'd open it up a bit for the Bombers. They've got a couple of winnable games coming up, St Kilda, Melbourne. This is huge. It could be the end of their season or just the start of it in some ways. Shields, caught. Heppel. Goddard stands under it, doesn't go for it. O'Brien knocks it down. Front spot, good spot. Cooney. Danaher can't get there for this contest. Under it, Lake does that so well.
It's a big, strong body, isn't it, Brian Lake? Defensive 50. Chips it up the line, looking for Hale, who smashes it to the boundary line. And we'll have a throw in right on centre wing in front of the interchange bench.
Gee, that was well done by Hurley as well. Just caught under the footy and just took away the height advantage of Hale by just thrusting back into him.
So throw in, McKernan doing the ruck work, gets the tap. Hodge tried to just poke it out. Hurley goes in again, and rather McKernan goes in again. Good tackle. Now it comes out to Stanton, who slams it on the boot. Danaher's the man. Underneath it he goes. Drags it down front and square. Duray had it for Hawthorn. Good play by Burgoyne out to Gibson. Gibson looks up. Not much on, so he just chips it to his teammate running past in Smith. Smith gets the handball going to Hawthorn. Hawthorn decides to take him on and go. Runs his full measure. Now kicks it up to the forward 50. Looking for and finding Gunston.
Hands on the back. He got away with it. So that's the thing. Heppel's a wonderful, wonderful player. But when he saw Hawthorn take that ball, he thought, I'm not wasting energy on this. And he ran away from him and called in the troops to make the next chase. That's what speed kills. Hurts you. And it's now in the forward pocket because Heppel couldn't chase him down at the source.
So Jack Gunston, traditionally a beautiful kick of the ball.
Not this year, but that looks good.
He's got the tradition back. He was at a career low scoring accuracy of 60% this season, and that one he nails and makes it scores level with 6 minutes to go in this second term.
Yeah, just from set shots, he's been a bit lower than that average. Yeah. So he's getting the odd, like before, running into the open goal on the quick plays that Hawthorn allowed. See that there, he calls in for Shawnee Edwards. And that's why the ball travels that distance.
That's right. We can see the size difference there. Hibbard versus Gunston there. Definite size advantage. That's why they need to get to Gunston more in a one-on-one contest to expose that height difference there. Really nice finish. He still kicked his 23 goals for the season.
Yeah. So, Kingy, that's why that type of play Gunston will score. But the lock-in scenario, he's not getting as much score this year on that on the pressure up.
Exactly right. From set shots, he's had 30 opportunities, kicked 13 goals, 10 and 7 on the full prior to that kick there.
Okay, 7 on the full as well. Zach Merritt, Heppel.
That's great.
Gleeson takes them all on. Melksham, can he finish the deal? That is a ripper reply from the Bombers.
That is the Bombers best momentum play for weeks and weeks and weeks. Since round 2, Brownie.
Yes. Hawthorn gets the best out of them. No, they do. Have a look at this. Quick hands, able to keep sharing the ball, find the isolated player, find the spare man. Finally, Melksham decided, I'm close enough to goal. I'm going to finish this off straight over the goal umpire's hat.
Gee, that's good.
Good composure by the boys there. They didn't get flustered. Well done. Really good play. That's been better by Essendon today. Their ball movement through the centre of the ground has been better. The forwards moving back has allowed that. They've got a lot more space in the midfield, the Essendon mids.
So the perfect reply from the Bombers, just as Hawthorn challenged at Drew level to get the goal and do it in such emphatic fashion. Confidence will be drawn from that, you'd think. In goes Segler. He's grabbed Goddard hard at it. It wasn't Segler, it was Smith, in fact. And we'll have a ball up. Plenty of players around the ball, as you can see. Stanton got it down. Goddard again. He's having a wonderful quarter. Beautiful mark taken by Duray.
He's actually been very good in the contest today. Duray, not saying actually as if it's an unusuality. We're having a game.
Smith burst through. The kick is up towards full forward. Hale, 1, 2, couldn't quite get it. Dragged away by his teammate there in Brust. In goes Hale again. Hale over the top of the ball, drags it in. Umpire will bounce right at the top of the square.
If you're an Essendon football hierarchy, you're nervous on that one. Wilt and Hale, 1 out, long ball.
Good spot for a ball up here for the Hawks. Gleeson under pressure. Gunston nearly stole it. Still under some pressure. And they'll still be under some pressure.
Just need to rush it through there, the Bombers.
That ball, it came in a little flat for David Hale's liking against Jamie Gwell.
Been 5 goals in this quarter. It's been goal for goal for goal. Good tackle laid by Langford.
This is where it's really difficult. You look at that angle there. Hawthorn have built the wall behind the play.
Yeah, every player is one kick from this ball up. Hooker. O'Brien. I'm not sure Hooker really wanted to keep that in. Gleeson doesn't keep it in. But was it touched? No, simply out on the full. Burgoyne. Good hands to have it in for a pass option in the congestion. He sits it up. Gunston might leap from 4 deep. They all go up. Quilt. Gunston stayed down. Roved it to perfection.
The eagerness, Brownie, and it's nothing. You cannot send the runner out there and say, what the hell happened? Because the eagerness of the Essendon backman to get to the spoil here.
To take an intercept mark.
They're all up.
Cardinal sin. Hibbert's his man, the number 1 there. You can see he's looking around at everyone. Don't look at everyone else, though, Michael. You need to stay down there. You got sucked into the aerial contest, which is easy to do because you get desperate last line defence. Gunston was smart, though. He read that there was going to be 3 of his teammates already in the contest. He just waited at the back.
But on a day when you have to soup up your troops, you're going to get stuff like that. You've got to soup up Essendon for this contest. Yeah. You're going to get an error like that. At least it's a positive error.
And in the meantime, Jack Dunstan slots goal number 3 for the afternoon. He is deadly. Kicked 1 in the first quarter. Opportunist goal with the banana into the from the angle. And then a beautiful set shot and then a roving. He's showing his full wares today, Jack Gunston. And that's probably the difference at the moment, his conversion compared to Essendon's inability to do so. Scores a level, 37 apiece. So a real game of footy on here at the MCG. The Bombers showing they're up for the chase today, no doubt about it. Just need to be a little bit better when they go forward. McKernan at the bottom of the pack there, ball up.
Have a look at this. Hawthorn's forwards all bunched together. That'd make the Essendon forwards, defenders really nervous there, especially with a couple of quick guys there in Langford and Puopolo.
Lewis was the 3rd man up. It's picked up by Cooney. Gets through the traffic. Now he kicks it out wide to the wing position. And the mark has been taken out here by Gleeson.
The Essendon stoppage work has been absolutely first class. They lead 16-12, but more importantly, they've only allowed the Hawks to kick 3 behind some stoppages. Normally, they're averaging 43 points a game, so that's a huge win.
Winderlich to Stanton, who goes back some 40 metres to try and get the switch going. Eventually dribbles out there to Hurley. Hurley's kick is a good one, and the mark has been taken by Zach Merritt. So right on centre wing on the outer side of the ground here at the MCG. Kick from Zach Merritt was a shocker. Kicked it to 1-on-3. Heppel was good enough to get it back though. Goddard. Now it goes back to Merritt. To his brother. They handball it back and forth. Wilt back to Merritt. They're going backwards, the Bombers. Now they fumble. Hurley's gone. Caught. Got the handball away just in time. Now Wilt from centre wing. He bombs it long where they probably should have gone in the first place. A chance now for Danaher. Swings around. Over to his skipper and Watson. Dragged off the ball. Play on, says the umpire. And the Hawks have got it again and can go to a 2-on-1 on centre wing. And out comes Roughhead, who is the premier player by a mile on the ground this afternoon.
It's really bad by Essendon though. Hawthorn had 2 players ahead of the ball there versus 1 Essendon defender.
He's never had a real big game against the Bombers either, Jared Roughhead. Today could be his day. Gunston can't get there for the contest in the air. Gets there for it on the ground. Taps it to Birchall. Rolls it towards Bruce. Puopolo met hard by Dempsey. No prior opportunity.
King, what influence has Sean McKernan had on the stoppages and the clearance rate for Essendon today, their improvement?
Oh, he's doing a great job of just competing first. It's really not about whether you're winning hit-outs or whether you're winning clearances. It's just about having a good contested player, but they're smashing them at centre clearances at the moment. That's the main area.
Dempsey. Dangerous kick. Edwards does well, makes a contest. Hale. Mitchell. Again, created time when there was none. Shields. Roughhead in the pocket. Bruce. Oh, he's driven into the deck. 1:56 left at half-time.
So the Bombers have held sway all throughout this game, lead by 3 points. Can they hang on for the last 2 minutes? Roughhead again, kicks it to the top of the square. Gunston is the man, the danger man. Good play by Stanton. Desperate play by all concerned there. Now it comes to Cooney, and the handball was a look away and no one was looking. It came out there from Zach Merritt.
That's always a worry.
Yeah, it is. It was a double look away. Throw in inside Hawthorn's forward 50. So Hale gets the front spot, taps it to the back. Good play. Another tap on. Lewis there. Gets it out wide. Duray just couldn't quite get his hands to the ball. Now it comes out to Mitchell. Mitchell puts it out to the open side of the ground. Which way will it bounce? Gwilt does well to track it. Puopolo all over him. Keeps it in play, did he? Yes, said no, said the umpire right at the last bounce. It just went over. We'll have a throw in. So again, 1:22 on the clock. Throw in 40 metres out from the Hawthorn goal.
Good crowd in Saturday afternoon at the G. It's been edge of the seat stuff from the outset, from the palm down. Dyson Heppel took on Lewis. Bagley fumbles it across. He was one of the big stars when they met in round 2. Dyson Heppel had 33 possessions in that 2-point win by the Bombers. Winderlich. Got a lot to go to. Realised that late. Hooker ran into a brick wall, caught high. No, threw it away. So Roughhead, a chance to give the Hawks the lead for the first time today, goes short. And the umpire says, no, I called time off, you'll have to do it again.
Umpire saved him there, Dwight.
And a bit of drama here.
Keep yourself bruised. That's all.
Seconds tick down. 45 seconds left. Roughhead, who's been the hot hand, pretty good off the boot. And they do lead for the first time today, but only by a behind. And the margin of quarter time was a behind to the Bombers.
Did he get a handball in here? Yep, he did.
Yeah, he did too.
Absolutely got a handball away. And Roughhead probably just let himself down a little bit with his goal kick. He's 3 behind so far, Roughhead. Oh, the turnover. Langford got his hand in there. Could he go again? Carlisle over the top. The Bombers in all sorts of trouble with 17 seconds on the clock. In goes Watson. Dempsey tries to find some space. They just need to get it out of there. Watson goes again. Gets the handball out. Merritt to Gwilt. Get it out. Merritt tries again. Stanton. They've worked it out well and they've saved the day. Stanton now gets the handball. Siren will go. And the Hawks will lead by a point at half-time at the MCG.
Very lucky there, Ed. Essendon need to go long along the boundary line there. Gwilt tried to get it back inside. Oh, they were lucky. They scrambled well to keep Hawthorn out of the goals. Really good half, though. The intensity was fantastic. Essendon right from the get-go. Go down there to Joe Watson, Keys.
And a whole lot these days in some situations, but today it does. They're actually getting to the ball and playing well.
Just got to be careful, Ed, that they don't go sideways too much. Essendon need to play like they did in the first quarter, get the ball forward.
So Frawley off, as we saw with that shoulder injury. He's been subbed out of the game, suckling in. So we're underway in this third term. McKernan gets the first tap for the Bombers. He goes in, gets his own ball. Heppel's been fantastic. Had the chance to back there, and Merritt was the player going hard at it for the Bombers, but the Hawks get the turnover. A punch forward from McKernan again. So he's had 3 actions in the first couple of seconds of this term. Mitchell, though, Hawthorn running well. Isaac Smith runs to 55, drops his eyes as Dermot Brereton was screaming for, and Gunston, who has led up that corridor every time, is on it this time and will go back and kick his 4th goal.
Yeah, that's more of the Hawthorn of old. Being able to spot that kick inside 50 metres. Just got to be careful that all the Hawthorn forwards don't let of the ball. We saw David Hale in the background also let of the ball, but good ending for Hawks.
So Gunston comes in from 40 metres out. It fades, though. Didn't get through the ball at all on that one, and it's a point. So 2 points of difference here at the MCG after the opening minute of the third term.
Goddard. Cut off. Gibson. Crowd was screaming there for a couple of Bombers to go at it. Gibson looks up. Has he got any short options? Not really. Top of the square, and there's no one home. Hooker cuts it off, and the Bombers can reload here. McKernan has got a task. Gets there. Horrible handball. Then throws it away. Gone. Roughhead's ball.
On his left foot as well. Now Hurley's got to stop there. He's walking past now. Green boots. Just deny Roughhead the quick play on.
So he's got to walk in at right angles from the boundary line and goes with a short pass. Fooled all of us. Gunston.
He was facing that way. Didn't have to change body direction.
Yeah.
You could tell he was looking for it, though. Roughhead, he never took his eye what was going on inside 50. The Essendon defenders and midfielders were a little bit slack there. He was able to seize on that opportunity, and so was Jack Gunston. Well done.
So 3 goals so far. You can see the glove after injuring his finger last week, but it's not on the ball drop hand, so still got the confidence there. She has 2 in a row.
Going right across the face.
Well, this time it's the profligate Hawks. Cropwell's got a poke in the eye by the looks of things as well, so a few troubles for the Hawks. Frawley off. Cropwell now having his eye examined, and a couple of easy chances missed by the usual dead-eye Dick, and that was a magnificent tackle. And McKernan will get the free kick, and he's hurt Mitchell. So Mitchell gets up with a corky, and some would say some justice there from last week. As the kick goes forward, now the Bombers have to hurt him on the scoreboard, and they're not going to do it this time because Bergen will get the free kick against Danaher.
He saw it. He saw he's making his way to the boundary line, Sam Mitchell, with what appears to be a corked right thigh.
I don't think he'll get a sympathy card from Tex Walker.
It's normally his weapon of choice.
So Hodge starts to put his impact on the play.
Now, he's not quick enough to go. He's got Bradley Hill's gone to the outside. He'll go down the line here now, Stratton, and find him. He ran from the opposite point of the square.
And that's exactly what happened. Now Suckling, who was the sub, a long kick up towards Roughhead, front of the pack. Good play. Bombers did it well. Bagley. Hooker's kick is important. He has to thread the needle, and he does. That was a beautiful kick.
Brave.
Hibbard took the mark. They have to be brave, the Bombers, and they've got out if they get moving. Quilt a bit slow.
Too slow, Ed. Too slow. Need to go out. Spare players up on the wing there.
Still there, Carlisle, if he can kick a favourable one.
Didn't quite trust himself to do it, I don't think, Derm. Segler did really well to get the front of the pack and bring it down. We'll have a throw in. Let's have a look at Mitchell. He's on the boundary line, just stretching out there. That's a good one. Look at this bang right in there. McKernan's left knee just got him right in the spot. He's a tough player, though.
Right in the side, too, which can often be the worst ones.
That was a live kill.
So Few things just going Essendon's way at the moment, even though the Hawks lead. Shields. Burgoyne hasn't had a massive day yet.
They're really honouring the short lead-up target now.
Dunstan goes inside 50. Hill was stalking it. Bruised. Well, did he get one a little high?
Team tackle, holding the ball.
Holding the ball.
Did you have a word at half-time, Doom, did you?
Pretty easy to see, though.
Couldn't draw another line while you were down there, did you, Dermot? Is your old one still there?
From rooms.
Hooker heads outside 50. Melksham, good contest, got there, thumped it down. Birchall flies to the top of the square to Hill. Even though they lead, they probably need a steadier.
Inside 50s for the third quarter. Just ticking up to 5 minutes played. 5-zip. Hawthorn's favour. Third shot at goal.
Almost to a hush. And he bends it back to perfection.
There is an injury list mounting with the Hawks. We have a look at Will Langford on screen. Let's have a look at him throw a boot at this. And it gets Suckling's left hand. I reckon that's hit him on the thumb. You watch the thumb. Yeah. Snap the ligaments very easily doing that.
So the Hawks have to their biggest lead of the game by 9 points.
Sam Mitchell back out there in the centre square.
So, for all that, Hawthorn have dominated the possession count in this term and have had it in their forward 50 for most of the opening 6 minutes, at least in possession. Mitchell's back out on the ground and gets possession straight away. The handball comes over the top from Birchall. Mitchell again, just to emphasise the point, gets it to Hill. Hill has been dynamic today. That kick was ordinary, though, and it's been chopped off.
You definitely tell the instructions have been, though, from Alistair Clarkson, look short inside 50. They need to go long to the top of the goal square, but sometimes when a coach gives you instructions, everyone takes it too literally. Just got to be careful there, Hawthorn, keep their balance right going inside.
Hibberd, Hooker, Hurley.
What's happening is that Hibberd's trying to peel off and go to the goal square to be the extra jumping man up in the pack. So Hawthorn have addressed that and looking to honour that shorter kick when they go forward.
Granny, they're just too slow getting it out of the back half at the moment.
Too slow. We saw in the first quarter, they moved the ball really well. They've got to be more aggressive. This is what's happened to Essendon the last few weeks. Their ball movements become too slow, too uncontested.
Perfect palm down. Heppel back to McKernan. And O'Brien, in his first game for 2 years, brought back into the team this week. Turnover back again. Just as Giroud were going to send them forward, Danaher sends the Bombers to Hibberd. Oh, he can get and go. Runs inside the arc. Strikes it okay. Doesn't strike it well enough.
Jakey Carlisle not happy either. Giving Hibberd a burst. Was free over the top for the Joe the Goose.
So another opportunity for the Bombers squandered. Open goal, Hibberd.
Seemingly recovered Mitchell. That's where Matty Suckling's lost his spot on occasion this year with that type of contested effort. This is what he's good at.
And Suckling just puts it under his arm and kicks it long. Good play by Hurley. The Bombers don't want to concede another 11-point turnaround from an open goal. And they're going to throw it in the forward pocket for the Hawks.
Let's have a look at Jakey Carlisle. Breaks away from Brian Lake, who goes to him to force the kick.
It was a good move by Lake, wasn't it? It was a very late move.
He made him rush his decision.
Bit of feedback there.
The forward pocket Popolo's back on as well, so he had a sore eye a minute ago and he's got one nearly in the eye and got one in the head and will get the free kick. You don't mind copping them there. When you're the small forward for the Hawthorn Football Club, anywhere in a forward pocket you'll take it. So Paul Popolo.
He knew exactly what he was doing there.
So yet again the Bombers, chance to kick a goal, back down the other end. Hawthorn could make them really pay here.
1 goal, 2 Hawthorn for 7 entries in the third quarter.
So Popolo from the pocket. Kick is on its way. And Hawthorn exact full tote odds in revenge. The turnover is complete.
good finish there. Tough angle. Essendon been a little bit too slow to move the ball out of defence, but I definitely think Hawthorn's intensity is lifted there at half-time. I reckon Alistair Clarkson might have given him a little bit of a clip at half-time. Just said, let's crank it up, especially around the stoppages, but they are definitely building a wall when Essendon do have the ball in defence. They're building that pressure. They're able to keep it in their forward half now. We've seen the inside 50 count, 7-1 in Hawthorn's favour. They're also winning these critical centre bounces.
I was in the room at half-time, and look, when they were out in the main area, it was the line coaches talking. There was no ranting or raving or anything like that, but then we had to clear out before Clarkson got to speak to them. So we don't know what was said then.
Oh, yeah, we do. Zach Merritt inside 50, wobbly. Lake, unkind bounce, still good enough. It's a flick handball that kind of works. Duray just runs it over the line deliberately, and deliberate is called.
Went for touch.
Zach Merritt told to go. Goddard needed to turn around. Too quick inside 50 and Shields.
It's two by Zach Merritt. 2 entries by Zach Merritt have been really poor with his kicking.
Division.
Open space ahead. Bruce suckling, and now Duray can go. Vuobolo calls short. Duray gets a shepherd. Got one to the ear. Could have been play on advantage if he wants to. Slips it over the top. Bruce, as you're going to hear. Found another gear, the Hawks. 14 points the margin. Birchall. Hodge. Set it all up again, and he thumps it. Hoping for a roughhead. Can he get up? Ball to the back. Vuobolo. Too high. He might get 2 in a minute.
So what he does, talk about this ad nauseum, and that is, he knows when the tackling arm is coming. He lowers his height, but without ducking. He just lowers it by overstriding or making a sharp turn into the direction of the tackler. And with his left arm, he literally gives an uppercut so that the tackling arm hits the bicep and rides up over the shoulder. Watch it here. Bottom box on the screen. Watch his left arm. See? Just gets it level to the ground, so you can't pin it around the chest, and it can only go around the neck.
Been a great pickup. He played 4 seasons in the SANFL before Hawthorn gave him a go. He'll play his 100th in a fortnight, and he's got 3 goals today.
He has been a really, what you would call, astute kicker. They've identified a need, went out and had a look at the mature age stocks. He leans into him, and that lowers his body height without ducking into the tackler. Very clever.
It was, when you're a little fella like that, you keep attacking the ball out, you're going to get free kicks. What I liked about Hawthorn's entry there was even numbers. They decided to go long, and that's what happens. If you start honouring the hit up, all of a sudden Essendon defenders have to follow all the Hawthorn leaders, and then you can get some 1-on-1s, 2-on-2s deep in the goal square and bring the crummers into play, Derm.
Well, from that great goal that you loved in the second quarter of Melksham, Derm, Hawthorn have kicked the last 4, and they're out to a 20-point lead now. Heppel, Bombers have got to get the next one to stay in this game. Carlisle brings it to the ground. Cooney gets the chance to give and go, pushed over in the side. Hodge, caught, gone.
Tackle. He's got him. Merritt got him, did he?
Yeah, and did a good job, the umpire over there, because you knew that Hodge would have been frustrated, was looking to throw one. And Jackson Merritt's got the free kick. He just held him up enough, didn't he?
Looking to throw one.
Well, you know, the thought crossed his mind, Derm, anyway. He might have just leant back to the arm. What do you reckon?
It probably crossed his mind.
You know what was through his mind, because you wanted to do it sitting up here. So this is the big kick for Essendon. They have to kick a set shot to get going in this game. And Merritt comes in and has kicked the goal. Bombers breathe life into this match. Stan says, come on, let's go.
David King, once again, even though it was a hard-earned shot at goal by a tackle, it was reliant on Heppel and co getting the ball out of the centre.
They've been fantastic in there today, Derm. That's the 3rd centre bounce goal. They've put Hawthorn to the sword in there today. McKernan's been fantastic. Not just his tap work, but his follow-up. They've pulled the trigger on the substitute, Kavanagh, into the game. and Edwards out. So the Bombers looking for some run, looking for a spark.
Good finish there by Jackson Merritt, back into the side. He's been pretty good today. He's contributed well for Essendon in the forward half.
Not a bad option either, getting the sub on. 20 points was the margin. It was starting to get away from the Bombers. Bring a fresh man on, Roughhead in the centre square for the ball up. Try and stop the Essendon clearances. Kavanagh, the sub, just on, gets a touch to Watson. Hurley, McKernan. Having a good afternoon at the office at the moment. Gleeson. Kavanagh spills it. It was a horrible kick by Gleeson. Suckling knocks it on. Proust to Roughhead. Push front on, that's okay. Wasn't to the throat, was to the chest. Ball up. Hale and McKernan. O'Brien, Watson, that was the throw. Mitchell put enough mental pressure on him to cause the fumble.
So Mitchell,
He wants his left.
nibbles across Burgoyne, just broke the tackle, nearly had him. Now Burgoyne goes, puts the boot down, and goes again. 3 bounces, inside 50 with the kick to the pocket. Lukapoopolo just lurking. Oh, Hill, beautiful stuff, chips it back. Wonderful football, and Segler gets back and takes the mark and will line up from 45 metres out on a slightly tighter than 45-degree angle.
Mitchell to Burgoyne. Did you see how close the man was on Burgoyne before he gave it to him?
Yeah.
Mitchell recognised the threat and saw the threat on Burgoyne, but I guarantee this is how they regard Sean Burgoyne. He's got the threat there, but it's Sean Burgoyne, so it doesn't matter.
He's still one of the quickest players on the list.
Was Kearney Brownie that missed the tackle there? It's Kearney back.
Yeah.
So the Hawks have kicked 4 of the last 5 goals. He missed one earlier, Segler, and he does it again. He looked like a trotter had broken his approach there, didn't he?
Face adios.
Turns 33 years of age this year, Sean Burgoyne. Plays 300th next year. One of the great players of the competition. Goddard has had his pocket picked. Segler jumps in.
That's ball security. I mean, they're big men and they can rip the ball out, but that's what I call ball security. Brendan's got 2 mitts on it. He's controlling the footy. He can't let it get torn out like that.
Roughhead hits a good spot with the kick. Ugly bounce. Dempsey knocks it outside the 50. Hodge had it but stripped. Langford dumped. Burgoyne again. Hodge again. Smith.
Relentless.
They found another gear. You're watching the Premiers up the ante.
They're really good there.
They're relentless, Brownie.
They are relentless. And the reward is the wingers get on the end of it. 2 really good wingers here. You just see, look at all the Hawthorn numbers behind the ball. Just queuing up here. You can see Isaac Smith just waiting for a nice handball out. The captain gives it over to him directly in front, 40 metres out. But they had about 5 or 6 players lining up there, Hawthorn, who'd set up the wall. It was only a matter of time if they could even up the contest and the stoppage. They flicked it out the back. Got to be really careful of that now. Hawthorn is setting up nicely.
This is really dangerous, Jonathan, isn't it, for the Bombers? Hawthorn get the next goal. They might just take him apart in the second half of this game, and it's Will Langford who gets them out of the centre. Now their onslaught is going. The Hawks kick out wide. Hill has been magnificent today. Just flicked it up at the back of his heel. Hooker gets the 1-2 going with Stanton. Now the handball further onto Melksham. Missed the target, and going flat out was Birchall. Great tackle. Langford gets it again. Advantage paid. Mitchell just gets his kick. Kearney got the tackle going, but the Hawks have got the numbers. Birchall again looks up. Chips it out wide. They're free and running. Duray kicks inside 50. No, chopped off. And the mark has been taken there by Gleeson.
Back into the middle. Goddard. Hibbert. McKernan. Kearney. O'Brien. And now Carlisle up. Spoils it down. Stanton was waiting for it. Ducked into a high one, and umpire said, regardless of the slight duck, still got it high.
Swin Bryan just trying to pretend he doesn't know where the free kick's going to buy a second.
Carlisle! Oh, he plays on!
Well done.
And
there, Doom. But that's a player under pressure. He doesn't want to take the set shot.
Correct.
He would never, ever handball that far out from goal. Fortunate enough they get away from it.
But right now, well, that's the tackle that's got to go back Essendon's way.
Yeah.
But right now, he's got everyone in front of him, so he knows the traffic that's around. He's already had a look, so he can recognise that he's stepped inside and he's going to get the shot away. Oh, yeah.
Clarko not happy with that at all.
So the Bombers hang tough. Needed that goal. It was a pivotal moment in the match, and Carlisle stood up. He might have realised he didn't want to have the shot, but he certainly knew what he had to do, and he slammed it through. Some reflex play. Maybe that's what the Bombers need to do. Play with a bit of freedom and run in this next 5 minutes or so. Get into the game and take some control.
We saw that in the first quarter, and that's when they played their best footy, the Bombers.
So up they go. Watson tried to be the third man up, couldn't get near it. Smith, big left foot kick. Look at that. That was always going to cause trouble. Garoppolo picks the ball up, ducking and weaving. Hale gets it back. Now a chance. Around the corner goes Suckling. And that was a beautiful goal. A magnificent goal from Suckling. And it all came from the big bomb out of the centre.
He's like a surgeon with that left foot.
Yeah, that's what he can do. As we said a little bit earlier, he's got to clear up the one-on-one contest, but that's what he can. That's what he can give you when Hawthorn have the ball. What's happening here? Watson's starting forward of the footy. As soon as there's a bounce or whatever, if there's a hold of the footy in the centre square, he runs up into the middle, and Goddard drifts forward, trying to buy a 5 or 6 second moment when no one mans him up.
Yeah.
But what it did then, both of them were actually out of the huddle. They were both swapping over 10 metres to the forward side, Essendon's forward side, and Hawthorn had the 2 extra at the footy then.
It's scores from stoppages, numbers in this third term. Second half, they had none. The Hawks in the first half. Langford pokes it inside 50, and Gunston can add to those numbers. He's within range.
He's tested his range now.
Sorry, Kingy, have you seen any difference in the Hawthorn setups around the stoppages? They've been a lot better after half-time.
Oh, look, centre bounces are a bit of a random event, Brownie, aren't they? I mean, the ball can bounce one way or the other. It's a genuine 4-on-4. We don't see much structural alteration in there, really. Just the intensity at the ground ball's lifted from the Hawks.
For number 4 for Gunston. Across the face slightly. Segler!
That's the risk you run when McKernan's not on the ball, playing his second game for the year, but he's a more powerful body. Joe Danaher on the ball now. That's the risk you run.
He's had a couple of wonky shots at goal sector.
You've got a good shot of where he'll be kicking from there. That's...
He'll kick this one.
Even if the old saying, you'll have to fall over to miss this, even if he falls over, you'll still get it.
You reckon?
Well, Ben McAvoy breathing down his neck. Try and get back into the side. Can you believe that?
He hasn't fallen over.
You could stop a train.
Yes.
He didn't even get the behind. He got a rush behind.
I'd like a look at Alistair right now.
Finnegan, there's Benny Hill music all over the AFL from set shots this weekend. And not too many people laughing. So Alistair Clarkson, this bloke can play though. He can kick it, Smith, but this one has been turned over as well. So Hibbert gets across and takes the mark. Well, this game is still wide open for anyone who wants to grab it. Bombers need to get the next goal, you reckon, to have any chance in the game though. 4 minutes to play in this third term. Hibbert held up. Now Hawthorn's defensive pressure has been fantastic here. That was an ambitious kick, and it's going to come back. Mitchell inside, little chip, and that was overly ambitious from Hibbert. That was suicide.
Pass it off to Segler. I don't think so. He actually kicks pretty well, this little fella. A little bit of a robotic action, Brownie, but he just gets the job done.
That'll do you. That's not a bad thing when you're kicking for goal of robotic action there.
Replicated each time.
He's got 3 goals on the board, has Paul Puopolo. A bit of a sore leg a few moments ago, but he comes in and kicks. Goal number 4, and kicks the Hawks probably into the top 4.
Starting to get the stoppages back on track here, haven't they, Dale? Been fantastic after half-time. Hawthorn, they were absolutely destroyed in the first half by the Bombers, but the leaders have been able to stand up there. We can see Jared Roughhead on screen. He's the leading clearance player along with Liam Shields on the ground at the moment. We often talk about Ruffy as being a very good forward and a goal kicker, spending some time in the centre square. That bigger body made it really difficult for him. It's a hard matchup.
Heppel and Cooney have been pretty good. I mean, Heppel doesn't have those clearances the same amount, but his first hands-on at the centre bounce has been very good.
Biggest margin of the game, Hawks by 28, Bombers at breaking strain. Not just in this game, but their whole season at breaking strain right now. Mitchell looked like he was gone for the day. He's come back and he just keeps on keeping on. Duray. Hale, hand on it, knocks it down. Bruce tried to keep it running. Hooker, stolen back. Shields sits it up for Smith. The 0-1-2. Squeezes to Gunston.
Yeah, look low. Look short.
Or look for the big sticks. They are picking them apart. Bit by bit right now, the reigning premiers.
It is so noticeable now, isn't it, that they've just addressed that. Look low, look to have the ball received at about the 40 to 45 metre mark inside 50 from a kick.
3 goals, 2 for Gunston. And that's across the face. 3 goals, 3.
He's kicked 3 behinds this quarter. All gettable as well. So they have dominated the third term, the Hawks, no doubt about that. Begley, 1, 2, 3 goes again. Has grabbed high, will get the free kick. So Begley at half-back flank for the Bombers, who were really good early on, Jonathan Brown, but really kicked themselves out of it. There's no other way of looking at it. Missed their opportunities, and the Hawks have made them pay in this last half an hour or so of football. Burgoyne to look for the boundary line and does, and did enough to disguise it to throw it in at half forward for the Essendon Football Club, who trail by 29 points. Inside the last 2 minutes of this third term at the MCG. Big crowd in, great atmosphere. McKernan goes up, gets the tap. Stanton looking, paddling, trying to get it to the boundary line, ran over the top of it in the end, and Langford was able to just wobble it forward. Segler in, pushed hard, pressure's on. Now the Bombers run it up. Stanton goes inside to Hibbert. Hibbert gets the handball going to Zach Merritt. Merritt inside to Heppel. Heppel inside 50 is going to be cut off. And a good mark taken there by Duray.
If you look at that, though, the ball could only go to Danaher.
Yeah.
Hawthorn knew that, and you see the 3-to-1, 3 around him. See all the players there? He was the only target forward then.
And just overextended that knee, which took a little while to get up, but he's okay. Duray, brave mark, and that was a ripper at the back there to beat Jonathan Segler, who's played well today, other than his 3 set shots.
And 6 marks, Ed.
So Segler goes up the line, at the back right below, just waiting. Brust lines them up, gets the handball inside to Puopolo. They've mucked it up on this occasion, but there's still time for Paul Puopolo to have a flying shot and miss.
They had no targets there, Bruce, going forward, no targets inside 50. That's why he ended up having a handball to Puopolo. Otherwise, I'm sure he would have been able to hit a target and go back for a set shot.
Hawk fans are up and about. Massive third term. It was a 1-point game at half-time. 30 points now, a few seconds left for the last change. And the Hawks are hunting down a top 4 spot on the ladder tonight, and Hook bumped off it.
Bit of the Hawthorn of old, Dwayne, this quarter especially. 8 marks to 1, inside 50 for the quarter from Hawthorn.
Starting to let the competition know the big boys are up and about. A little roller. Down to 8 seconds. Still time enough. Hawthorn. Puopolo, who's been the hot man, tries to give it off just in time. Bruce caught. Drops it. Siren. But they're looking scary, the reigning premiers. 3-quarter time. MCG 11-14. Plays 7-8. Hawks by 30 at the last change. Yeah, Big 30 minutes coming up for both teams, really. It's round 13. This is the last of the split round weekends. Every team will have 10 games left in the home and away season come tomorrow night. Hawthorn 5th on the ladder now. Could be 4th at the end of this round, but with the best percentage in the AFL. The big dogs are starting to get a little bit hungry. 30 points the margin. Can they put it beyond doubt early in this final term? Dyson Hampel will try and keep Essendon alive. Gibson.
This guy's been good all day, Gibson. Chopped off many of Essendon forays into the forward 50.
It's been very consistent for most of his career, it's got to be said.
That was his 10th mark, Dwayne.
Been outstanding in his Hawthorn leg of his career. Roughhead. He's had a good day at the office as well. Hale. Hands on it. Bruce, front spot. Feeds it off to Langford. Options are plenty. Hale, not the runner he was after. Bruce, the more likely, spins it around the body and sticks the dagger in.
Yeah, well done. They've got a wave of numbers running forward out of the Hawks. James Hird looking despondent, of course. Really disappointed with the effort in the third quarter. Got to be really careful here now. The Bombers just don't collapse in a screaming heap here in the second half. Their effort and their intensity was fantastic in the first half. But now you don't want to see them put up the white flag. Hawthorn have got their tails up. They really got their game back going there in the third quarter. Small forwards are running forward. Puopolo's kicked 4 goals. You see Bruce run forward there and kick a goal. Danger signs here for the Bombers.
Yeah, they're running in waves now. You heard what Dermot Brereton said. It was interesting that we sometimes talk about all the stats and all the rest of it, but it was Alistair Clarkson who put the back page of the Age up on the board, on the whiteboard, saying that James Hird really hates Hawthorn and just going for that little mental edge. Well, they've come out in this third quarter and now in the last quarter and are tearing Essendon apart. Over the top, Mitchell's kick just went over the head of Gunston. Here's a chance for Hill. Look at the skills, beautiful stuff. To Roughhead, brings it back to Mitchell again, who bombs it long to the square. Quilt's underneath it, under pressure, takes the mark. But they're running in waves now, aren't they, Jonathan? They've just got their tail up, and with those extra goals up their sleeve now, they can afford to have a bit of a go.
Yeah, it's very difficult for the Essendon midfielders and defenders. They let the Hawthorn players get behind them. It's going to be easy goals scored.
Yeah, now they're starting to toy them as Hodge just chips it in and finds Langford.
And this is a sign, you know, Hawthorn's got their game up and going when they start to get easy, uncontested marks inside 50. Hallmark of the game, we saw it in the grand final last year where they absolutely destroyed Sydney. Marks inside 50. Quite often Hawthorn can have 20 plus, which is an extremely high figure.
So Langford, who came in for Rioli, who didn't play today, has been very good at Box Hill the last few weeks, the premiership star. And he comes in and thumps it straight over the goal umpire's hat. And that is a beautiful goal. The Hawks are now going to tear Essendon apart. So just let's have a look. This was the 2 coaches, but this was the back page of the Age today. I hate them more than anyone else. It was James Hird, a text, we believe, to Stephen Dank. So it's a few years old, but I don't think the sentiments changed too much. And there it is. There's the back of the page going up on the whiteboard before the game. Alistair Clarkson, look at him, just a little pensively there, having a look.
That's old school, Ed. That's great. I used to love when me coaches would do that. You know, you put something up on the wall with the opposition set about you. Fantastic. Got the blood boiling for the boys, and they've come out and responded, certainly in the second half of the Hawks.
You can have all the psychologists you like sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes it's just all about desire.
From the restart, Goddard, Watson, Dyson Hampel, Courtney Dempsey. Danaher bangs it towards goal. He's been spraying them all afternoon, and he sprays that one across the face. Hawthorn might be 4th tonight, but they've got the best percentage in the AFL. And they are stalking the best 3 teams in the competition as it stands right now to try and steal a top 2 spot heading into September. A big percentage boost for Hawthorn here would be massive for them, because top 2 is massive. Tossed in the air for Segler. Lewis feeds it out to Harter. And again uses that speed. Drives it towards the wing. Gwilt and Hale. Good hands, Gwilt. Still fighting it out, the Bombers.
So Gwilt has it on centre wing. Hawthorn is exciting, isn't it, when he puts the boot down. But nothing up ahead. Dude, just tell me about how the Hawthorn side sets up when the ball comes in like that, because basically since half-time, there's been no space for Essendon in their forward line.
If you want to take it almost like a radar sweep, they protect from about 25 to 55 metres in any direction, so they force you to take a chance or a risk with play on or a long kick over the top. They dare you to make that kick.
And then if you muck it up, they get you on the counter-attack, and that's what happened so much in that third term. The Bombers now try to work something out, and they do. They get it into Cooney, who marks probably 48 metres out by the time he takes his kick. Danaher screaming for it, but Cooney's going to try and put it through.
He's got DeRay standing in front of him, and he's got DeRay by about 25 centimetres in height. He now calls Segler to the line.
So Cooney comes in from 51 metres. It's a good hit on the ball. Has it got the distance? Yes, it has. A beautiful set shot goal. They needed that on the Bombers.
Good effort there by Cooney. Able to finish off there. It's certainly been an area of the game that Essendon have struggled with, not only today but the last few weeks, is their set shot conversion. Good by Goddard, at least trying to move the ball on quick. We saw this by Essendon in the first quarter. They moved the ball quick, no second thoughts. They took their first option. Cooney goes back and survives that pressure, kicks the goal. Unfortunately for Essendon, the game's out of their reach.
Isaac Smith was more preoccupied with organising the other troops around him than worrying about Cooney, who was his direct responsibility at that moment.
From the restart. McKernan still fighting on. Bruce dragged down by Bagley. Lewis somehow got it out to Birchall. He pumps a torpedo inside 50 in the hooker. Read it to perfection. Stanton. Hurley. Corralled by Gunston. Stanton under some pressure. Gwilt tucked against the boundary. Melcham. Stanton. Gleeson. Trying to pick their way through. Melcham. Back to Gleeson. Nudged on the kick. It's a 2-on-1. Bombers have the two. Dempsey. Danaher, top of the square. Carlisle or Danaher. Who wants to have the shot? They've both been iffy. Danaher will drop back. And they can pull this margin back to 30.
Good ball movement there by Essendon off half-back. They're willing to flick it on, take some risks. Good positive movement.
Well, he should kick this because the pressure, in many respects, is off. Be a little different if scores were level.
If you're missing him because of pressure, the pressure's never off inside that head.
You're spot on, Doom. That's why we pay you the big bucks.
Hasn't he got a smile on his face too, Doom? Jeez.
No.
Well, the kick out there came... Oh, look at that. There's a heavy collision, and Joe Watson's got the worst of it, I think. Job hasn't moved too well.
DeRay actually asked if he's okay.
Yeah. Good bit of sportsmanship there from Taylor DeRay, and Joe Watson gets up. Look at this. Both with eyes for the ball. Oh, just got another the chin with his head.
Rattle the jaw.
Taking the ball from both guys.
By the way, I reckon Gibson was about a foot and a half over the goal square when he ran out for the kick before turn.
No ball.
I know you were over it, mate, but you wouldn't want Curtly Ambrose getting over the crease by that far. Ball up again. Lewis has been wonderful as always. Good hard attack on the ball by Cooney. Might have just hurt Hale. Hale's just a bit slow to get up. He was reaching in. He might have just jagged his shoulder, but he's up and okay now. So Hurley's got it. Chipping backwards to hook up. Stanton just double grabbed. Gave proper look at it. Gwilt double grabbed. Gave another look at it. But Hooker's good enough to get it. And off one step. He's been pretty resolute today, Kyle Hooker. And the mark has been taken there by Bagley.
Missed the dab kick over the top to Danaher.
Off the hands of the pack. Shot a goal from Merritt. Will it bounce? No, it won't. Goes through for one. So the margin back to 34 points. 13-14-92, Essendon 18-50. I watch Hale here just stretching forward. And might have just popped on a little bit high on the way through.
Called the go, not 15, Langford. See, that was hot. But he shrugged Zach Merritt with ease, heads wide. Shields got the rise, kept it alive. Bruce takes them on. Puopolo, he's had a big day out. Tries to flick on a run. Hooker was ready for it. Puopolo dropped him and he dropped it. No prior, so the umpire let it roll. And now left the ball up. Oh no, gone.
Making no attempt.
Kavanagh goes back. Hurley. Oh, he made Gleeson work hard. In fact, he made it impossible.
That's a magnet. That's a magnet, that pocket to...
Especially for Michael Early, it is, isn't it, Dave? He's normally a pretty good kick.
Yeah, I know. That's the second. He put one 13 rows back over in that pocket.
We've got some interesting vision coming up, boys. Next goal we'll show you from what we picked up at just after the three-quarter time huddle. What's your decision will be in play, boys. So I'll just tease with it until we see it. I haven't seen it myself, but we believe there's some interesting vision coming. So just hang on until the next goal. And it might be coming up right now because Isaac Smith has been fantastic and Suckling kicks the goal.
That's easy.
So there you go. Suckling gets in and kicks his second.
Another clearance by Roughhead as well to set that up.
Now, boys, let's have a look at this. This is after three-quarter time. We've got a lot of cameras at the MCG, and this is Sam Mitchell after the three-quarter time huddle. Watch this. Over there to the Essendon players, just giving it to them. Coming, watch this, watch this.
Oh.
Have a look. Scoreboard. And was that a needle? A little bit of needle in the game.
A little bit of needle. Wouldn't expect anything less from Hawthorn. Unsociable. They're here to win. They're here to win.
There you go.
Well, that's as unsociable as it probably gets without any physical contact.
I don't think there's a rule against that, Dwayne, is it?
No, there's not.
That doesn't come under the anti-discrimination.
No, I'm not sure Essendon needed the reminder, but they've had a few this week already here, but
Didn't need a reminder of the scoreboard either.
No. Hurley heads wide. Gleeson. Try and fight it out. And he heads wide to Bagley. Jackson Merritt. Now Watson wants it long.
Well played, Gibbs.
There's one-on-ones ahead. Watson brings it to the deck. Lewis read it well. Winderling hasn't had a big return game. Suckling got it up just in time. Shield. Suckling. Blake. Gibson. And he bangs it to the wing. Bombers have the numbers out there. Hale. It's a 1-on-3. Does well. Tried to keep it in the area. Bagley, oh bang! Brought him down. They might get away with it here. Hartung, hands and knees. Wrapped up in the tackle. Umpire circling. And he'll ball it up.
He's been desperate today, Billy Hartung.
Very good season.
Yeah, wonderful stuff. Ball up, second ball up here. So 13 and a half minutes gone on this last term. As you can see, 11 minutes and 17 seconds left on the clock. Hawks have got it covered by 40 points. Langford dragged off the ball, just got a toe poke on it. Hale, hands and knees. McKernan for the Bombers. Hale again, slapped out. Hurley for Essendon, just jams it forward. Good play from Lake, hard at it. Good strong body as always, Lake. And look at that. Free kick downfield, a little bit late. But you could just see the body flying in there, Doom, couldn't you? It was good pressure.
Yeah, just clipped him on the way through, took him with the pressure you're talking about.
And I get the feeling that 40 points up, the Hawks don't mind if they just give a few out along the way as Carlisle dribbles a goal through and kicks his third.
Let's have a look at it again.
Let's have a look at that free kick again. Yeah, Lakey just kept going through.
Nothing in, but definitely a free kick.
Yep, that's the right decision.
Yeah. Jake Carlisle, he's been pretty good today, Jake Carlisle. He's been able to take his grabs. Hasn't had as much service in the second half, but very good early on. taking some strong contested marks. It's been one of Jakey's better games for the season so far.
Just David King, with 14 minutes left on the clock, 15 minutes, 14:50 gone down, 10 and a half left. Do you now say, now let's keep finding it out for an honourable loss, or do you learn a bit? Do you maybe throw early forward? Do you, as you call it, move the magnets on the board now?
I think you've got to find a result from the day, don't you? I mean, their effort's been fantastic for 60 of the 100 minutes so far, but you need to find out about your list, what they can and can't do.
I suppose playing O'Brien today, they're doing that. He hasn't played for 2 years, so they have brought a few in. Nick O'Brien failed to get a game last year after 3 games in 2013 and just 2 in 2012. Dempsey's back in.
Kevin has played 9 games across 4 seasons.
But at the same time, the Hawks have done a bit of experimenting today as well. They've just started to get their momentum going at the right end of this year. Shields long. Puopolo's been hot and doesn't quite bring it down. Bruce rolls out. Puopolo stalking it again. Rough head. Hale. They are playing with them right now. Puopolo. Rough head. Bends it back. It's like pulling the wings off flies. Having a good time now, the Hawks.
Been pretty handy today, too.
He was just waiting for the option where he could accept the ball and swing onto his left foot. There was no way he was running to the boundary for that one, Brownie.
No way, no. I love how he follows up. He always stays in the contest.
He's already taken off. Yeah, that's what he wants.
24 possessions. Got to be so careful. You know, he's obviously a big, strong man in the marking contest, but where he really hurts you is his second and third efforts at ground level. Able to finish the goal nicely there. His first goal for the day. He's been unbelievable. Probably arguably the best player on the ground. 12 score involvements. That's an extraordinary number. Also leading the ground in clearances. Second in clearances behind Liam Shields was 6. Very good.
And again.
And there he is again. And when there was a little bit of a challenge, he went into the centre and got the centre break. So he is the man for all seasons down there. Jared Ruffhead, what an extraordinary player he is. Hill has been magnificent today as well. Hale's gone hard. Goddard now for the Bombers to Merritt. Melksham, Merritt, McKernan, Handball, Heppel, Hurley, Cooney. Just had to sit and wait for it though, and had to go the wrong direction, but the kick was a good one and they're out now. So Merritt, who's kicked it 3 today, his kick inside is the Danaher. Spoilt. Another chance here, around the body he goes, and he's kicked one. So he needed that, Joe Danaher. And he gets the goal.
Yeah, good finish there. Been a tough day for Joe. Missed a couple of shots early on. Had the 9 possessions. Kicked the goal around the corner there. Just see here, he's probably lucky to get away with it. This is a guy that's probably down in confidence term. We see the kick inside 50 and he just waits for it.
Look for Stanton on the outside of the screen here. They cannot not see him.
Yeah, well, when you're down on confidence...
You reckon you go for it now?
You get desperate, mate. You got the blinkers on at that stage. You do get tunnel vision when things are being tough in front of goal.
Yeah, I'd like to think that you have complete and absolute trust in your teammate that if you get to the right spot, regardless of what's going on the scoreboard, you feed that out.
I don't think he saw him.
So stick to your team disciplines regardless of the score, Dermot. Langford. Roughhead knocks it down. Puopolo spins. Gunston. He spins around. Didn't have any options really. Had Hale. It'll get a bit easier for the Bombers at least. Hawthorn's the last top 4 team they play for the year. So they don't have Fremantle, West Coast, Sydney or Hawthorn again this year, the Bombers. So they could still finish this season with some momentum. The finals look completely shot right now. Smith running them ragged all the way back to Duray, and Hartung wants to get it and go.
Here's a fairly handy fill-in. Malouf Cyril, Will Langford, grand final hero from last year, comes in to capably fill the void.
So Langford just holds and waits, and he knows that he'll get the support, and he did from Birchall with the Shepherd, so he's able to just poke it up the line there to Lewis. What a magnificent player he has been to Jordan Lewis. A beautiful kick to Hodge, the skipper.
Couple of good Southwest boys there.
Yeah.
Eddie.
Smith. Oh, to Mitchell. Well, they get a chance at him. He gave him a look at it. Mitchell's kick inside, a bounce over the top, Hill into the open goal, and he has just been sensational today. Another goal to the Hawks.
Let's have a look at the way they are getting through 2015, plus 41.5 disposals on their opposition. That ranks them second. The worst off they are is in contested possession in their third.
Yeah, it's very good, isn't it? And, some people have been asking questions about Hawthorn, but they're still the premier team for mine at the moment. They're the one everyone's chasing. Today they get back into some really good form. They have lost 4 games. They all lost them by less than 10 points in all those games.
I still think there's upside in them.
A huge upside. Players have started to get back into form today. Roughhead and Gunston back into some good form, which is positive for Clark Foster.
And they've got Rioli to come back, of course. Stanton told to go, not 15. Bangs it forward in hope. McKernan's forward now. Duray read that to perfection. Birchall to Mitchell, who looked cooked about 45 minutes ago, and he's now finishing full of running. Puopolo. He's got 4 goals to his name. Inside to Duray. He's trying to stretch the Essendon zone. We'll play keepings off for a little while until you man us up, until you bring your zone out. Suckling. Smith.
Burgoyne across the ground, and Merritt's daring him to try and take the kick.
There's that Suckling left, and cut off by Hurley. Plays on to Goddard.
It's a fast break, but they've got to hold it up.
Gleeson has got a 1-on-2 to go too long. So does he want to go to it? Dempsey is the one, and he does well. Spreads to the open pocket.
Why I said they had to hold it up, because Dempsey was about 3 Hawthorn players were closer to the Essendon goal than him, so he worked pretty hard to get out the back and into space.
It has been goal for goal for goal for about the last 10 or 12 minutes. To some boos, and he splits the middle.
He worked pretty hard there. Watch it here. There he is. You see here, you've already got Lake. He's got Mitchell. Obviously, when you look at the characters, for a bloke as quick as him, that's not too much of an effort to burn them off Brownie. But yeah, it still requires running to the right spot and a good execution at the end.
It does, yeah. Finished off there. They'd like to see a little bit more ball in his hands. A 13th possession for the day. They've looked good, Essendon, when they've come off half back and they've used their hands throughout the midfield. No doubt Hawthorn have put more numbers, more congestion throughout the centre square, so they couldn't use the corridor as much in this second half, Essendon.
So 5.5 minutes left in this game. Hawks have got it well under control, lead by 35 points. But the Bombers need to fight that out. There's going to be a free kick against Danaher in the ruck there. Didn't look at the ball, just jumped up. And Seckler will take the free kick. Gets it across to Birchall. Birchall's kick out towards Lewis. Used his body beautifully, couldn't quite drag it in the end. Shields will chip over the top, and another score involvement coming up for Roughhead. As Lewis ran forward, took the mark, will line up from 40 metres out on the boundary line.
So you see Lewis go for the ball, and as soon as he sees it goes to the front of the pack, he says, I'm no use on the ground. I have to get to a dangerous spot. I only have to run 5 metres, but I need to get into Jared Roughhead's vision, and I'll get a 15-metre pass. It was probably a 12-metre pass in the end.
So Jordan Lewis comes in. Across the front of the goal, Segler almost dragged it in, and it's through for a rush behind, and the Hawks go to a 36-point lead. So 6 goals here with 4.5 minutes left on the clock.
Good mark, Goddard. Takes them on down the middle. Roughhead was waiting for it. He's got Bruce inside 50. He goes shorter, and Lewis will do.
That was the rope-a-dope kick. He looked like he was loading up for Bruce, who you called, and then just softly smoothed the foot through the kick for the half kick.
He called me a dope for thinking he was going to Bruce.
You rope-a-doped me.
take two this one, Dwayne.
Yes. Hawthorn have 3 teams that started this round above them: Collingwood, Fremantle, Sydney, in their next 3 games. Big test still to come for the Hawks, but right now they look, as this one's kept into play, as if they're rising to the top at the right time. Quilt back, Stanton. Ugly kick. Burgoyne thumps it down. Suckling on his left. It's coming. It's bending. And it bent a little too much.
Takes the little stutter step to actually measure it up. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, it's got the wrong side of the fish. You want that over the line.
So a big crowd in today, 62,500 at the MCG. There's Hurley. Bombs it long, gives it everything he's got up towards Carlisle. It's punched forward. Good play there by Kavanagh, front and square. The handball came out to Gleeson. Carlisle intercepted though. Mitchell, Segler. Now they're starting to go again. Lewis gets it out wider still to Giray. Giray's kick is a nice one too. Just put it out in front of Gunston. Heard the umpire, so Gunston just holds his ground. David cooks it. His disposal in the second half has been ordinary for Jack Gunston's usually impeccable disposal standards. Kicked 3 goals early, and since then has kicked 4 behinds. And turned that one over. Now the Bombers. And Merritt gets the handball going. Hibbert. Bagley up the line. And a good kick too. And the mark's been taken by Carlisle. By Hibbert. So I have another go by O'Brien. This time it's Hibbert. And runs into a full stop there, and we'll have a throw in. On forward 50 for the Bombers.
I just watch after the game, just having a think about Sam Mitchell at 3/4 time. Just watch. I know players let a lot of bygones of the chatter, the trash talk be gone after the final, so I might just keep an eye a couple of minutes' time to see who shakes the hand, who doesn't.
You think you might say sorry? Yeah.
Well, some blokes take it to heart and say, no, that's out of the boundaries of what we accept as...
Well, surely the first time I've seen anything like that on the field with the Essendon fiasco, hasn't it?
Yeah. Are you suggesting Sam Mitchell should be remorseful?
No.
Courtney Dempsey from outside 50. Carlisle.
Free kick on mark.
Yep, one of the 2.
I think we'd be very naive to him to think that nothing's been said before any actions have been gestured over the last 2 years toward Essendon players.
So there's the wall. Stop him from running around. He's thinking about the banana. Lake's on the mark. Roughhead just inside him. Giray just inside him.
There's a new initiative there by the umpires too, to line up, lads, and set that 5-metre zone.
And there you go. The Hawthorn fans enjoyed every bit of that. Almost as much as they've enjoyed every bit of their own goals.
Right, like... what do you call it, King? You have a little bit of feedback. You gave
a little bit of feedback. Not all feedback positive, Doom.
So, Dermot, I'm going to ask you, what should he have done there, Carlisle? He's 1 metre out.
He's got the right plan. You've actually got to sky the ball, but he's just hit the wrong side of the footy.
So Goddard's kick is into the centre corridor, and Hawthorn has been wonderful today. And so has this bloke. He has dominated proceedings. Jared Roughhead been all over the ground, into the centre. He's in the back pocket now, up forward. Most score involvements. Beautiful goal on his own. Probably could have finished with 3 or 4 himself. And now off one step, he just lobs it up outside the defensive 50. And his teammates are good enough. Shields grabs it. So with 40 seconds on the clock, Hawthorn have one last foray forward. The ball comes out to Stratton. Stratton on the run. Gets the 1-2 going. Good play there by Suckling. Over to this man, Billy Hartson, to just ice the cake. No, he just misses. And through from behind. It's been a great day for the Hawthorn Footy Club. 62,500 in. And the Hawks lead by 38 points.
Goddard mopped the remaining seconds off the clock. Promised so much this season for the Bombers after they beat the Hawks in round 2. It's gone downhill from there. Opposite side of the equation for the Hawks, of course. Just starting to get their momentum up now. Carlisle in the dying seconds caught. 4 wins in a row now for the reigning premiers, Hawthorn. And with 10 games of the home and away season left for them, the cream starting to rise to the top.
So a bit of injury to insult there for Carlisle too. The last tackle of the game looks like he's rolled his ankle. And that sums up a disappointing afternoon for the Essendon team. He's down and sore there for the moment.
It was a pretty powerful second half, wasn't it, Dan, by the Hawks. Really got their pressure up. So Carlisle there is pretty good all day today. Just gets his ankle caught.
Oh, yeah.
Rough head, yeah. Hopefully it's not too serious.
Rough head, right ankle.
It's just got...
Oh, yeah, that's the one you don't want.
Ouch. Yeah, it's 193 centimetres and 100 kilograms of pressure.
Yeah. Ruffy reckons he's only 100. He's got to put the other foot on.
I reckon Carlisle might be able to give a better assessment from that one. And Sam Mitchell, well, there's a handshake coming his way. Let's go down to David King with Jared Ruffhead.
I've got that man you just described, Ed.